Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more exciting food videos. In part 2, we explore the origins of the Café Latte, its variations, and the art of crafting the perfect cup. Two words that seem so simple, yet they hold a story that stretches across centuries and continents. A drink that is both humble and refined, comforting and elegant. At its heart, a Café Latte is nothing more than espresso and milk. But to reduce it to just that would be to miss the magic. Because behind this drink lies history, science, craftsmanship, and a touch of art. It all begins with the coffee bean. Long before lattes existed, there was coffee in its purest form. Legend says that coffee's journey started in the Ethiopian highlands, with a goat herder named Koldi. He noticed his goats growing energetic and restless after eating red berries from a certain bush. Curious, he tasted the berries himself and discovered their invigorating effect. From that humble beginning, coffee began its slow and steady journey into the human story. From Ethiopia, coffee traveled to Yemen, where monks brewed it to stay awake during long nights of prayer. Here, the beans were roasted, ground, and steeped, releasing a rich aroma and deep flavor. Coffee houses soon began to appear, places where people gathered to talk, to listen to music, and to share ideas. By the 15th century, coffee had spread through the Middle East, its reputation growing with each passing year. When coffee reached Europe, it met milk. In Vienna in the 17th century, after battles between European and Ottoman forces, sacks of coffee beans were left behind. The Viennese experimented with brewing and began adding milk and sugar to soften the strong flavor. Across France, the café au lait became a morning ritual, coffee with hot milk, enjoyed alongside fresh bread or pastries. In Germany, Milchkaffee appeared, offering a similar comfort. Even in England, milk found its place beside coffee, though tea still reigned supreme. By the time coffee reached Italy, it was already known that milk could soften its edge. But the Italians approached it differently. In the late 1800s, the espresso machine was born, allowing coffee to be brewed under high pressure in just seconds. The result was something entirely new, rich, concentrated, and bursting with flavor. It was bold and intense, perhaps too intense for some. And so, milk stepped in again. The term Café Latte simply means coffee and milk. In Italy, it was often made at home, especially at breakfast, with strong coffee from a moka pot and plenty of steamed milk. But in cafes, particularly those visited by tourists, the modern version began to take shape, espresso poured into a cup, followed by steamed milk, topped with a thin, silky layer of foam. The drink spread beyond Italy's borders, traveling to the United States, where it became larger, creamier, and often sweetened with flavored syrups. Coffee shops embraced it, and by the 1980s, the latte was a familiar sight across much of the world. Yet a latte is not just a matter of mixing coffee and milk. It begins with the espresso, crafted with care. The beans are ground to a fine consistency, the water heated to just the right temperature, and the coffee is extracted under pressure. Too fast, and the flavor is thin and sour. Too slow, and it becomes bitter and harsh. The perfect shot is balanced, deep, aromatic, and full-bodied. Then comes the milk. Steaming milk is as much about texture as it is about temperature. The goal is microfoam, tiny, velvety bubbles that transform milk into something almost creamy. As it warms, the milk develops a natural sweetness, the proteins creating a structure that allows it to blend seamlessly with coffee. A skilled barista uses the steam wand not only to heat the milk but to create that smooth texture, carefully controlling the angle and depth to achieve the perfect result. When the milk is ready, it is poured into the espresso with a steady hand. This is where the two merge, the bold, dark richness of coffee meeting the smooth, light sweetness of milk. In the hands of an artist, the pour becomes more than function. Patterns begin to form on the surface, a heart, a rosetta, a tulip. These designs, known as latte art, last only moments before the first sip, but they make the drink feel more personal, more cared for. Around the world, the latte has taken on many forms. In the United States, it is often large, sometimes served in mugs the size of small bowls. In Australia and New Zealand, a similar drink called the flat white has less foam and a stronger coffee presence. In France, the café au lait remains a classic, especially at breakfast. In Asia, lattes often appear in creative variations, matcha lattes, hojicha lattes, even charcoal lattes, each blending local tastes with the familiar comfort of milk and coffee. Plant-based versions have also become common, with oat milk especially popular for its creamy texture and gentle sweetness. Yet no matter the version, the essence remains the same. A latte is about balance. The strength of the espresso meets the softness of the milk, neither overpowering the other. It is a drink that invites you to slow down, to notice the moment. The hiss of steam from the espresso machine. The scent of coffee filling the air, the warmth of the cup in your hands. The swirl of milk and coffee blending together. A latte can be the start of the day, giving you energy and focus. It can be a quiet afternoon companion, paired with a book or a window view. It can be shared with a friend, a reason to meet and talk. It can be a small act of comfort, a pause in the middle of a busy day. And while trends in coffee may change, the latte endures. Specialty cafes experiment with single-origin beans, highlighting flavors from Ethiopia, Colombia, or Costa Rica. Home baristas learn to steam milk and pour designs, turning kitchens into miniature coffee bars. Technology makes it easier to pull the perfect espresso, yet the ritual remains much the same: grind, brew, steam, pour. The café latte tells a story of connection. From the farmers who grow and harvest the beans, to the roasters who coax out the flavors, to the baristas who craft each cup, it is the work of many hands. And finally, it is your moment, lifting the cup, taking that first sip, and feeling the warmth spread. It is history in liquid form, science in every bubble of foam, and art in every pour. It is both everyday and extraordinary. And in its quiet way, it is a reminder that sometimes the simplest things, done with care, can be the most meaningful. So the next time you sit with a café latte, take a moment to notice the balance of flavors, the smoothness of the milk, the depth of the coffee, the way the two meet and become something new. You are part of a tradition that began centuries ago and will continue for centuries to come. One cup at a time. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe.